you come in, you're going to see Jaime and I behind the bar. You're going to see my wife, Jaime's wife. You're going to see my kids and everything. And I think that's the best part about it. Because really, when you look at this brewery was made by two families, the Santa Cruz family and the Hernandez family. The gentleman that taught me how to homebrew, I met him when I was a Cub Scout leader, and you know, the kids would do, you know, we'd do the camping thing and the kids, and we always, you know, he'd always have, you know, kids are knocked out, and we're still up, you know, and he'd bring out a 2-liter bottle of his homebrew, and we'd drink. I say, hey, this is amazing. I've always wanted a homebrew. Teach me. So next thing you know, I was learning how to homebrew straight to all grain. Built my own system. I was the type of brewer that built everything myself. I built my own kettles. I built my own mash tun. Eventually upgraded from a 5-gallon to a 10-gallon Herm system. I would upgrade my system all the time. You know, my wife Norma, can I spend like $60? I want to buy it. Yeah, go ahead. You gotta ask the wife.
No, you got to. What's that old expression? Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. So it was something that I was always upgrading the system. I was always learning, you know, and I don't even think I carried a backpack in school, but I carried a backpack with me everywhere I went because it had the books I was reading. You know, it had the stuff I was doing when it came to brewing. I want to almost say it consumed my life. It was like something that I was very passionate about. Meeting Jaime was probably the one kick in the butt that got me to do this, because I started teaching Jaime how to brew, and next thing you know, Jaime was like, we need to open up a brewery. Let's open up a brewery, dude. And at first I was a little hesitant, and then you kind of put that seed in your head, and you're like, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. Jaime's idea, man. He got me in this mess, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It was an industry that just kept on calling me back. A lot of people that would meet that were in the craft beer industry were just great people, always willing to help out. And so then finally, like at work, the phone company, like I started asking around. I was like, hey, do any of you guys homebrew? Like, I want to get into homebrewing. And they're like, no. He's like, but you know, you should talk to this guy Santa Cruz. I think he homebrews. And so then one day at work, we were acquaintances, but you know, we didn't really talk. And one day I saw him like walking by my office at work, and I was like, hey, Tony. He's like, yeah. And I go, do you homebrew? And he's like, yeah, I've been homebrewing for about like 5 years. And so I was like, dude, if I buy the ingredients, can you show me how to homebrew? He's like, yeah, let me know when. And I'm like, well, what are you doing this weekend? He's like, we're brewing. And I mean, and then after that, it just started over and over. Like, we would brew something, like, okay, what do you want to brew next? Like, how about this recipe? Like, I would find recipes, and you know, like, he would bring his recipes that he had made. I think back then he had a wheat ale that was very good, which is pretty much what the low voltage is now. Okay. The stout was another recipe that he had.
Is that what I'm drinking right now?
Yes, the muck-out stout right there. So,
fantastic.
So it was a recipe. I mean, it's such a great recipe, and you know, we would just go ahead and bottle our stuff, put it into, and we would get our own little stash, and then we'd give it out to family, friends, coworkers, that sort of thing. And the idea was to get feedback. And we tell people, look, 2 things. We just need 2 things. It won't give you free beer. Number 1 is feedback, what you like about it. And then number 2, the bottle back, because it gets expensive buying bottles, you know? But it was like a trading thing. Like, look, this is the next thing that we're working on. Check it out, same thing. Give us feedback, but at the same time, you know, like, we need that empty bottle back at the end. And so it was pretty neat, because then we started getting other people wanting to support us, so they would find empty bottles, like, here, can you guys use these? Like, yeah, we'll take them. So we clean them, sanitize them, and then we were just brewing. It just seemed like we were brewing like almost every other weekend. We were like doing something in regards to brewing. And so somewhere along the line, I was like, Tony, I go, why don't we open up a microbrewery? So
it was your idea.
It was like,
because Tony mentioned that. He was like, oh man, I mean, it's all Jaime, man. He's the one that kind of pushed me into it. And I'm happy you did.
When I was going to school, I did develop a business plan for opening up a brewery, but it just kind of like sat there and just, I was like, dude, I have an idea for a microbrewery. It's called Telco. I'll all of our beers will have something to do with the phone company. All of our beer names, like for example, the Static Haze, used to pick up your phone back in the day, and if it was static, it wasn't clear. So it's not a clear beer, so that was the tie in there. The Tip and Ring Pale Ale is, Tip and Ring is almost the equivalent of positive and negative in electricity. But in phone company terms, we use the tip and the ring side, and that's what makes the phone work.
Okay.
The short to ground is an industry term. If you're electrical, if you're in the cable industry, or if you're something shorted, it's grounded, and it's dead, pretty much, you know. So the muck out stout, an interesting story on that.
Please share.
So a lot of times we have to go into manholes that are underground because we have cables that run underground. So a lot of times you have to open up these manholes and then muck the stuff out, and it's like about that color. And I tell people it's a secret ingredient, but that's not true. But you know, like for us, it was
I trust you. Someone's gonna say it's not true, Master Brews. It's not true.
So then we ended up, you know, just having fun with it. And one of our beers, like for example, the Brute Dial, we invited like the public to go ahead and help us name it, because we were pretty much done with the beer and we were like, we wanted to experiment with the Brute IPA. And we're like, what should we name it? What should we name it? Well, we opened it up to like our Instagram followers and our Facebook followers. We're like, look, you know, come on in, submit your name for it, and then with a chance to help us name our beer. And at the end, we'll give you something, you know. And so I just remember we must have received over 400 submissions. So we're just kind of going through all the names. And I remember when we got to Brute Dial, like all of us just started laughing.
That's the one.
That's it.
That's the one.
So we ended up getting, you know, like we stuck with Brute Dial.
What was the first batch of beer that you brewed under the name Telco Brewery?
Tip and Ring. Tip and Ring, and which is a pretty old recipe of mine that I've had. It was a pale ale, very aromatic, with some citrus notes to it. It was one of the three, because we did 3 batches. Day to day, 3 days, 3 beers for the opening and stuff. So it was a long 3 days.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Didn't get very much sleep that time, but yeah, it was Tip and Ring. I did Tip and Ring, and then we did the Muck Out Stout, and then we did the Static Haze. They were the 3 beers that we opened up, but those are the order that we did them in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then Static Haze, that's still a beer that you have on your core menu, is that right?
Static Haze and Muck Out Stout.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're still on.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh, honey, so our friendship ceases from now on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone.
What brings you out here today?
Yeah, listen, man, we're just out here for a nice little getaway after a nice hard day of workout. We're just out here to relax, unwind a little bit.
For sure. And what's your favorite beer out of Telco Brewing?
Me personally is the Static Haze. That's one of my favorite ones. It's my go-to beer all the time. I'm not gonna lie, that's the only beer that I drink myself. Yeah. I like to mix it up, a little bit of the plus 52 is light lager, and then when I look for a little bit more flavor, I go for the Walton, a little bit more intense.
What's your favorite beer that Telco makes?
Honestly, right now I'm favoriting the high cap actually. Super good, real crisp, light, still got good hop to it. But can't really go wrong with anything, honestly. I love all their IPAs. The stout's good, the Dunkel's good. It's good to change it up, but loving the high cap right now for sure.
That's coming into Telco for the first time. What would you recommend that they try?
Honestly, anything on the menu will appeal to somebody. They have something for everybody. If you're into the lighter beers, the low voltage, the wheat is great. I love their Mexican lager, the plus 52. It's the international code for Mexico. If you're into the heavier stuff, the stout, the short to ground, or if you're looking for IPA, you know, the high cap haze is amazing, and same with the Static Haze. So
Nice.
We swing by here for my favorite beer in town, which is their hazy IPA. It's the, what is it called? The Static Haze? Because they have 2 hazies, which among the other breweries in town, they started doing hazies, but these guys did it first. So that's my jam. I like the hazy IPAs. And she likes their Mexican lager.
So I do the plus 52 and the low voltage. The low voltage is kind of their wheat beer. The plus 52 is their Mexican lager. We love Telco. Telco, it's like family here. They treat you like family. You come in. Tony gives me a hug every time. He's the head brewer. Jaime was here earlier.
Tony is awesome.
Yeah, everyone's great. So we love it here.
I haven't been disappointed. They treat me right. Shout out Tony and all the other guys, Jaime. They're good to us. And I mean, just keep up the great work.
Cheers to you, Master Drinkers. Cheers to you, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
The Static Haze,
Static
right?
Haze, yeah.
So I'd love to talk about this here. So what inspired you to create this beer?
To be honest with you, it was the popularity of the hazes. We were like, well, let's do a haze. Everyone loves the hazes. We need to do a haze. So we know we wanted citrus. We know we wanted the juicy part of it. So we added plenty of Citra, plenty of Centennial, and it definitely got that little grapefruity background to it, which is what we were looking for. And to be honest with you, at first I was kind of, I don't know if I like it. I'm my hardest critic. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's great. Everyone around us loved it, so I said, okay, I trust you. And now it's my favorite beer. It's definitely my favorite beer. Definitely my favorite beer.
Out of curiosity, what hops go into this beer here?
So that's what we have. We have Centennial, we have a little bit of Citra, and we have a little bit of Cascade.
Gotcha.
So it's an array of stuff. Mostly, of course, dry hop.
For sure.
Whirlpool.
And what flavor should I be looking for when I try this beer?
You're going to get grapefruit. You're just going to get a juicy grapefruit to it. You're going to get a very citrusy. It's very citrusy.
So we're going to go ahead and dive on in.
Yeah.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank you for having us. Cheers to you, Master Drinkers. Cheers to the house. That is juicy, for sure, yeah. A lot of grapefruit. I like the subtle dry finish on that one.
Yes,
it's very subtle.
Just goes,
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't just cut off with the dry finish.
Yeah.
It kind of takes you on a little bit of a ride. Actually, the residual as well, I'm getting a lot more of the grapefruit.
Yes, the back end, you just...
The back end, yeah. It's like after the liquid's gone, the aromatic is citrus, I get a little bit of the grapefruit. Is it wrong to say a little tangerine as well?
No, tangerine definitely.
I get a little bit of tangerine in that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a solid beer.
It definitely went citrus. It went all citrus. Yeah.
And what is the alcohol percentage on this bad boy?
7%.
7%.
7%. Yeah.
You hide it well, my friend.
Yeah.
That is does not
That's
taste
what everyone
like a
said.
boozy beer.
Yeah. 7%. We're like, wow, it's 7%. Yeah. And then people that don't look at the ABV before they have it, they'll have 2 or 3, and they'll be like, what's the percentage of this?
Just hits them all at once.
Yeah, it just is.
It's like, oh man, you're at that point, it's too late.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually going to take another drink of that. That is a very pleasant beer. So what's the rundown on this beer here?
Knockout Stout. I'm a Guinness fan. I love Guinness, but I had always had a taste of Guinness, and I'm like, I want more. I want a little bit more. I need a little bit more. And that's what this is. I basically did a stout with a little more hoppiness, a little bit more chocolate, a little bit more caramel, a little bit more roastiness. I just upped everything and brewed a batch of stout that it's also 7.4.
This is 7.4?
Yes. So it's a stout that I wanted to drink because, being a fan of Guinness, I always wanted a little bit more. So that's what I did when I brewed this beer. And this was another beer that is very old in my recipe bank too. It's like when I first started brewing, because like I said, I wanted to brew beers that I like, beers that I wanted to drink. And that's when I came into this recipe.
Gotcha. Yeah. And what flavors go into this one here?
You're gonna get a chocolate, definitely, and you're gonna get coffee. You're gonna get chocolate and coffee, and then at the end you're gonna get that little bit of bitterness, but it's not gonna take away from the stout at all.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a subtle bitterness.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive on in. Cheers to you again.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, Master Drinkers. One for the house. Yes, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, a little bit of coffee.
Yeah.
I get a little bit more of like burnt caramel.
Yeah.
I
use caramel crystals.
I
use 60 and 120 caramel crystals.
All right, I get a little bit more of that, but the dark cacao is there for sure.
Yeah.
And that is one more sip.
I'll do that with you.
Oh man.
Yeah, and 7.4, which is
7.4. That is and which is crazy because Guinness is like what 5'5",
Yeah, if
5-ish,
you're lucky.
5'10". Yeah. That is
Yeah.
a lot more flavor. Dare I say that tastes better than Guinness?
Oh.
And that's
a great
bold
compliment.
statement.
Yeah,
it's a bold
thank you.
statement,
I
but
appreciate
I stand behind that.
Yeah,
That is so
thank you.
well balanced.
And what everyone has said about our brewery, and everyone that has give us the accolades and stuff like that. And, last year being named the best brewery in Santa Clarita, and for us, that means the world to us. I mean, because my wife and I have always been the type that like to host people at our house. We've always had the Cub Scouts over there, like I was saying earlier. We've always had the football teams over. And for us, it was always something we love to host, and to being able to do it like this, it's even better now. So every part of that the community has allowed us to come in and open up a brewery, make it that pub feel where people can just come in and get a beer, sit down and relax. And you stand behind that bar and you look at each table and you're going, wow, those people are just drinking that beer and having a conversation and a good time, and that's kind of like what we're looking for, It's exactly what this place is meant to be, bringing some really, good live music, and we just turn this place into a place where people can come and relax, have a good time, and not worry about nothing.
And what does it mean to you to be in Santa Clarita, and obviously being native in Santa Clarita, and see all the positive feedback from all the locals?
So, the community itself is just excellent. They got behind us early on. I think that a lot of people have seen us grow, and I think that's part of the relationship that they from the beginning they knew that hey, these two guys are trying to make it here, and they're only here on the weekend trying to do it. Let's help them out, and it's just a lot of people, especially with word of mouth. It's a lot of people like, hey, go try out this brewery. We go online on Facebook and Instagram, and we see like people like, hey, you need to check out this brewery. They just opened up. Two guys that they're trying to make it, they're hardworking guys, and so the community has been probably the most important part to our success. And we've been open for maybe now it's like I think a year and 5 months, year and 6 months, and it all has to do with the community. They totally rallied behind us to go ahead. And it's like we're not a huge location, but at the same time, it's like I tell people we're a small brewery with a big heart. It's like we encourage everybody to come in, try us out. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
If you can't say anything real nice, it's better not to talk at all.